Hey y'all, welcome back to Convos with Bree. I'm Bree, BREE, and today is day 48 of the Visibility Challenge. When I started this challenge, it was never about anything other than becoming a version of myself that I have been struggling to reconnect with, new areas that I was wanting to find about myself. This challenge started because I knew that if I could consistently show up on this mic and this camera every day for 365 days, then something would change within me. My ability to be consistent with myself, my ability to talk about things that I didn't feel ready to talk about, or things that I didn't even know I wanted to talk about. I knew all of this would start to come together and I would get to know myself in a new way. And that was all I really wanted. I wanted to show up for myself. And I knew that if I did that, if I did this challenge, I committed and I didn't give up, that I would complete another dream of mine. And dreams that I didn't even realize I had, dreams that I didn't think could come true, would all unfold along the way. I started looking back at my experience and I realized how much energy I gave to the things that ripped my heart out, the things that broke me down, the things that crushed my soul. They were big, they were heavy things, and they changed me. They made me fearful of what could happen, what else could happen. Would I feel these feelings again? And it stole my ability to feel joy as deeply, and peace and trust. It made me fearful in ways that I didn't desire to be fearful in. And so I knew if I wanted to greet this fear head on, I needed to step into this version of myself. I needed to allow myself the space and the opportunity to look at all the incredible things that I have been through, all the dreams that have come true, all the ways that I didn't see these dreams unfolding, all the things that when I first started dreaming some of these, I could have never seen them unfolding the way that they did. And I let myself be so grateful that you don't have to plan it all. You don't have to know what's going to happen. All you really need to do is dream and then do things, be the person, embody that person that achieves them. I started becoming who I was when the dreams came true, before they came true. With writing, I genuinely felt like an author long before I published the books. After I wrote the first book and I knew how good it was, I knew how good it felt in my soul, that was all it took for me to be like, I am a writer. I am a writer. I am an author. This is a book. And when I embodied those feelings, it just started feeling easy. And the second book flew through my fingers. Now, the second book was harder, and I was struggling between a book and a script. So there was some descriptive things that like I would have given to the person that was portraying that character in the scene. And it was so traumatic writing that book that I got to the point where my little self just needed me to publish it, errors and all. And I just needed to put it out there because I knew that if I didn't do it then, if I spent any more time trying to go back and perfect it, I would freeze again. And I don't have a team around me that is doing these things. So it's not like I'm handing it off. I have to continuously go through this experience every single time I edit, every single time I change anything, every single time I do anything with it. So it got to the place where I had to make a decision of perfection versus what I needed to heal. And I chose what I needed to heal. So I love them both for different reasons. But I allowed my struggle between, was that book ready or should I have pushed through, make me feel like less of an author, less of a writer. And I didn't want to talk about it the way that I did with the first book. And it made me feel a bit like a fake, like a fraud. And that hurt my little self even more because now I was becoming everything that I had felt all along the way that had kept me from writing this story and kept me from sharing this story and kept me from speaking up and speaking out. And my little self felt like I was just as bad as all those bad adults around me. I wasn't the cool adult that I thought I would grow into be because I was still judgmental. I was still questioning everything. I was still freezing and wanting to be quiet about it. I was still wondering if this was what I should have done, if I should have said anything about it. And it wasn't until this challenge that I reread it on here and I had to face all of that head on. And I understood what I was doing to myself. I understood that I was not being kind to the version of me that needed myself to not only be kind, but to be strong, to be in this all the way with them. And when I was reading that book and I was reading from a place of, I'm reading a book that's already published by somebody else. I was reading it great. And then when I would realize I'm reading a book that I wrote, I would stumble on my words. And then I found myself in the same position. Should I re-record this? Should I go back? Should I start over? And I did start over a few times, a couple days. And I was stressing myself out over it too much. I was being too hard on myself. And then I just let it ride. I just let all of it be present. And it's not perfect, but it's real. It's raw. It's authentic. And I am still healing in real time from this. And that's what I wanted to be known. That is where dreams come true. That is where we allow ourselves to be human. And that is where we know that if judgment comes, we'll handle it beautifully. We'll allow it to grow us, to expand us. And that's where more dreams are born. That's where more dreams get life and fuel. I truly, truly, truly believe that life is consistently giving us opportunities to show who we are right now. And I think that the more consistently we can embody these versions of ourselves, the version that is our highest self, that has all of our dreams come true, the version of us that just knows all of our dreams come true and that there is no dream too big. I think that when we show these opportunities, that is correct, it's accurate. That's when we truly step into an exterior life that fits our internal feelings. That is when life is exciting and fun. And that's what I've been trying to say throughout this whole 48-day process so far, is that the more I embody this version of myself consistently, the more that I let go of who I once was, the more that I understand, yes, these past experiences happen, but look at how you handled them and look at how differently you handle them now. Look at how much it's taught you. Look at how far you've come. Look at how consistently you embody this. That's when I start to realize that I just feel incredible. And that is when I start to realize that my exterior world starts to match it even more. Dreams come true. But dreams can unfold in ways that we don't even see them unfolding. They can take us places that we didn't even understand we were dreaming of. And it's so easy to miss it if we're not present and we're not checked in and we're not consistently in this energy. If we're looking at it as a test, or we're looking at it as something we failed, or something that is meant to break us or to just frustrate us, irritate us, anger us, any of it, hurt us. The more we look at it like that, the more we unintentionally stay braced for war. But the more we look at this as an opportunity to show who we are, an opportunity to show how far we've come, and an opportunity to step into more of what we are right now, where we're going, all of it, the better everything gets, the easier it is to see our dreams coming true, and the more fun it is to dream. And nothing that is meant for us will miss us. It's just waiting for us to consistently embody what it is we desire. I don't know anyone that desires negative frequencies. I know plenty of people that are stuck there, though. And everything truly starts when you change it within. What do you desire? What is a way that you can connect to that desire from within today? No external sources needed. Take an opportunity to show up differently, to show up in a way that aligns with what you truly desire. And if you aren't sure what you desire, take some time to get more clear on what it is that you do. You can't get what you're asking for if you don't know what you're asking for. All right, y'all. Let's make this day magical.